Why is it important that you protest Hillary Clinton?
Well, we're not really protesting Hillary Clinton. We're protesting the entire political process, if you will, of which it involves not just Hillary but Donald Trump. I mean, basically, the media and all the establishment have designated them as the winners almost from the very beginning. They gave almost all their attention to them. None of the other candidates really had a chance. And in fact, we learned this week that WikiLeaks has revealed that the DNC actually had to fix in for Bernie Sanders right from the start. So we didn't have a real chance to have a good debate, I think, about having other candidates to choose from. And unfortunately for us, we have to choose between two, I think, of candidates who are least favorable, if you will.
So how did you get the idea for this protest? Can you tell me a little more about it?
Well, actually, my friend Sherry Honkala, who is a great activist in Philadelphia, told me that this whole process stinks. And how can we illustrate that? And maybe let's do something like a fart-in, where we eat beans or maybe drink milk for those who are, like myself, who are lactose intolerant, and just express our feelings about this whole political process.
Bernie Sanders last night told the world, "I stand with her," and he endorsed her before that. So why are you continuing to protest?
Well, I think under different circumstances, Bernie Sanders might be the final speaker of the evening. And I think that's the protest that we're talking about. And in addition to that, from a healthcare perspective, we really think that the healthcare financing system in this country is woefully misdirected. We believe that healthcare is a public good, not a market commodity, that the Affordable Care Act, which is what we're working on right now, it's going to be very difficult to remedy without huge tax increases in order to fund the subsidies that Hillary wants to do to try to make it more affordable. And there's a much better way. We could have done something like a Medicare for All single-payer system for this country. It's a lot simpler, much more straightforward. It's one that actually saves money for the rest of the world. Still a position that Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton really disagreed upon, but it's one that never got the full attention of the American public in terms of a public debate. And I think that's one of the great tragedies in this whole election sequence. Doctors really want to practice medicine, not worry about billing and paperwork. I think it would simplify the process tremendously, and they would allow them to actually do what they do best, which is to take care of patients and not worry about whether this patient is a rich person or not this person has Medicaid or this person is a veteran, et cetera, et cetera. We need to get beyond that and treat everybody to the best of our ability, regardless of their insurance status.
What keeps you up at night when you think about your patients and when you think about the healthcare system?
Well, it keeps a lot of patients up. How are they going to pay the bills? How are they going to decide which medicines they're going to pay for and which ones are going to be reserved for food on the table? The costs of copays and deductibles now are exorbitant. They're easily in the thousands of dollar range, and most patients are finding it impossible to make those choices given our current healthcare system.